welcome. I'm Gargi Rawat. You're watching me on youtube.com/NDTV, the site to go to for all the videos and shows from NDTV. Now, every day we ask you about the top 5 stories that you want to see more about. And today, the top 5, of course, the big political crisis. Jyotiraditya Scindia quit the Congress yesterday and he may join the BJP today. Earlier, it was thought he would join on the 12th, though now it seems it's likely today because of the Rajya Sabha nominations that the deadline is approaching for that. The Congress and BJP guard their flock in Madhya Pradesh, so the resort politics, something which is very distinctive in India, is in play now, which is that each party is trying to protect its MLAs and has taken them to resorts. The BJP has taken its MLAs from Bhopal to Delhi to Gurugram, where they've kept them at a 5-star hotel. The Congress, currently all the MLAs are at Kamal Nath's residence and they will now be going on to Jaipur, is what we've heard. So this is, of course, ahead of the floor test that will take place. Kamal Nath is determined that he will face the assembly and face a floor test, and he claims that he is going to win that floor test. So that remains to be seen. So given that situation, BJP, Congress both protecting its flock. Kamal Nath, as I said, made a statement yesterday to the media where he said, my government will remain, and he says he will take that test on the floor of the House, and that when it comes to the numbers, his government will remain. Though remember, 21 MLAs from the Madhya Pradesh government have sent in their resignations. MLAs had flown out to Bengaluru, and that's what really caused the entire crisis, and they posed with those resignations, and they have, and that has really put the Madhya Pradesh government into turmoil. Not just Jyotiraditya Scindia leaving, but the fact that he's taken these 21 MLAs with him. Though some news coming in that some of those MLAs are not happy about the fact of joining the BJP, that they supported Scindia and they left in support of him, but they never bargained for joining the BJP. So we're going to wait to hear more on that. So really, it's right now a very delicate situation, as you can imagine. But the big story is the coronavirus outbreak and how it's steadily spreading in India. More and more cases are emerging, and currently there are 60 cases in the country from north to south, east to west. Lots of cases emerging every single day. There are a few more cases that emerge. The other big story, and this ideally should have been the biggest story today, that finally the Lok Sabha will be discussing the Delhi violence, the clashes that took place in Delhi last month, in which over 50 people, at least 50 people have been killed. Remember, many remain in hospital. So today, finally, we're going to see that debate taking place in Parliament, in the Lok Sabha. Remember, all of last week, we saw Parliament repeatedly being adjourned as the opposition kept insisting that they wanted a discussion in Parliament on what has happened in Delhi. The fact that you had these violent clashes taking place, riots taking place for over 3 days that could not be controlled, that led to so many people being left homeless, over 50 people dead, and even now families in northeast Delhi are struggling to really pick up the pieces and return to normal, and efforts are on by the government, by NGOs to help them. But given that this happened in the heart, in the capital city of the country, is something that was absolutely shocking. And the opposition kept insisting that they wanted a discussion. The government kept insisting that it would take place when the situation normalizes, and finally they agreed that it will take place after Holi celebrations, and that the Home Minister and the opposition demanded that the Home Minister and Prime Minister also be in the House when it takes place. So that is going to happen today at noon, is when we're expecting that discussion in the Lok Sabha. But also some news coming in about Jyotiraditya Scindia joining the BJP today itself, and that could possibly clash with the time that this debate will be taking place, this discussion will be taking place. So as far as coronavirus goes, 60 cases now in the country, more cases emerging on Tuesday, when there were 8 new cases reported in Kerala, and Karnataka and Maharashtra both reported 3 cases each. Remember, there's been a lot of contact tracing that's been going on, and in Kerala, all the cases are people who had come in contact with the other families who had returned from Italy and had tested positive. Also, there was a 3-year-old child who tested positive for coronavirus, and now his parents have also tested positive. In Karnataka, in Maharashtra, in Pune. In fact, The first case was of a couple, a man and woman, who tested positive for coronavirus after returning from Dubai, and now it is their driver who's also tested positive. So another case emerging through contact tracing in Karnataka as well. It is a techie who was patient zero, so to say, in Bengaluru. He had returned from the United States and he tested positive for coronavirus, and now his child and wife have also tested positive, as well as another person that he had come in contact with after he arrived from the US. So just gives you a sense of how contagious this disease is and how everyone needs to be, taking care. In fact, it said just stay away from crowded places and keep a distance, and that is one of the best ways to prevent this disease from spreading. So in fact, Kerala taking some stringent actions on that front. They've shut all cinema halls, all classes, all schools up to class 7 have been closed till the end of this month, really waiting for the situation to normalize and perhaps get a better sense of where we are in terms of the spread of coronavirus. So in fact, this Holi, which was yesterday, we saw that in India the Holi celebrations were also very low key. A lot of places, a lot of big Holi events that happened, like in Mumbai, in Delhi, all of them were cancelled. Of course, people played in their neighborhoods, but even a lot of neighborhoods which used to have big Holi events were cancelled. The Prime Minister had announced earlier that he would not be going for any Holi Milan events. So really that is the key to avoid large gatherings and avoid places which are very crowded. India has also intensified our efforts along the border, so to speak, which means the airports, with people arriving, and all visas and e-visas granted before March 11 to nationals of 3 more coronavirus affected countries, France, Germany and Spain, have also been suspended. Earlier we'd suspended visas from Italy, Iran, South Korea, Japan and China. Italy, remember, the entire country is under lockdown. That is really something quite remarkable to be in this situation. The entire country being under lockdown right now, and this is going to continue now till April at least, and people have been asked, all events have been cancelled, weddings have been cancelled, people have been asked not to go out unless it's some very important work and they can actually show how important it is. So in Jammu as well, where we've had cases of coronavirus, and it originated from a couple who traveled to Iran recently, which is one of the third worst affected countries when it comes to coronavirus. In Jammu and Kerala, movie theatres have been shut till the 31st of March. And in Kerala, all public events for the month have all been suspended. So that just gives you a sense of how we're dealing with this. Union Minister Harshvardhan had spoken earlier about how he's in touch with all the states, and every day the Health Ministry is giving directions about how to deal with this, how to also prepare, because remember, once if we see it rise exponentially, right now we just have 60 cases, it could be that it's underreported. We may suddenly see an explosion of cases, more and more emerging every day. It was a trickle and then it steadily has increased every day. So we need to be prepared where we're going to isolate these people, how we're going to treat these people. Our hospitals, do they have the capacity? Do they have enough wards or isolation areas where they can keep people who may be infected? Not everybody, of course, has to go to hospital, because we've been seeing how this disease is, that some people can actually deal with it rather well. They get a cough, cold, and they may be under the weather for a while and then they get okay. But it's obviously people who are more vulnerable, which is the big worry. And also the people who may have it and the fact that they'll infect others is the big worry. Manipur government has closed all border entry points with Myanmar. The entry of foreigners from these points has also been banned, and India has also airlifted its Indians who were stranded in Iran. The first batch arrived yesterday morning. So let's now talk about the big political crisis. Of course, this health crisis should be the biggest issue that we're dealing with right now, but a lot of political upheaval with the Madhya Pradesh government thrown into a tizzy, total crisis. And this is after Jyotiraditya Scindia quit the Congress and is all set to join the BJP, and that, we're told, could happen today. As we said, resort politics also playing out in Madhya Pradesh with both the Congress and BJP rushing its MLAs to various resorts to keep them safe till that floor test takes place. And in fact, Kamal Nath is quite determined that he's going to come through in that floor test. Even we've seen that even Digvijay Singh has been saying that we'll take the floor test, have an even chance. So the Congress, they're trying to show some sort of confidence when it comes to the floor test. And Digvijay Singh tweeted today that wish Jyotiraditya Scindia well, and he says it's sad what happened, but I wish him well under the Modi Shah tutelage. So that is what Digvijay Singh said, and really now they're both Digvijay Singh and Kamal Nath displaying some kind of confidence when it comes to this floor test. Also news, as I said, coming in that the rebel MLAs, the ones who've resigned, who are in Bengaluru right now, and we're told under police protection, that some of them are unhappy that they came there because they supported Jyotiraditya Scindia, but they were not ready to join the BJP. So we'll have to see how that goes. Well, that's all the time I have for you. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.